Did somebody hit mute, please? Can everybody go on mute?
Oh, they won't show me.
We hear some background talking going on. Somebody's having a party. Go ahead and hit mute.
Hey, Jessica Parks, I sent you a message of how to mute.
If you look at the bottom of your screen,
Hello.
in the bottom left corner, there is a mute button. So if you would just hit that, that would be great. Okay. So we are going to go to screen share and we are going to get moving here, you guys. Tammy's already dancing. She's ready. We must be heating up this line with all these most powerful women because it's taken a while to get to my screen share.
Oh.
Gosh. Shoot me now.
Okay. You can screen share any minute now, you guys. Hang on.
Oh, great. So now my phone won't send my text. What? I just sent it. Yes, I'm sending it here.
Hey, Joe, this is Jill Wagner. I'm just going to tell you, in your bottom left-hand corner, if you want to press your mute button, we can hear your conversation. Thank you.
He's like, okay, I'm shutting that off. I don't want you to hear my conversation. All right, it's so good to see you guys. We don't do team calls where we're all together like this, so it's wonderful to see all your beautiful faces and to come together tonight and really just let us pour into you. Because of the experience we got to have in Las Vegas was absolutely over the top amazing. And so I'm just super excited to come to you tonight with all these other powerful women to share with you the bits and pieces that we were able to take away. And of course, you know, it's an experience, right? It is an experience. So we can't bring the experience home to you, but we absolutely can bring home some golden nuggets. So here's what I know as we're waiting for this PowerPoint to pull up. I know that no excuse is bigger than the life that you deserve. Would you agree with me? Give me a thumbs up or raise your hand or, you know, yeah. No excuse is bigger than the life that you deserve. All right, so keep that in mind. And some other things that I love that I got to be a part of, I'll just share another quote while this is pulling up, is for you to keep your eyes so focused on the change that you are creating in the world that you can't get shut down. There's no way possible. You know that you have something so big here and you're creating and you're part of a change that you cannot get shut down. That's how focused I want you to be. That's how focused I've been these last 12 and a half years. And you can do this. That's what I know. You can do anything you put your mind to, because when your thinking gets better, everything gets better. Right, Tammy Shaw? Give me a thumbs up. Yep. All right, we are finally getting over to my desktop, so just hang on a minute. So much energy here. So fun. Okay, Jill, can you unmute yourself and tell me what you see on your screen?
Yeah, it's just our faces. It doesn't say that you're screen sharing.
Okay,
We lost some volume as well.
Jill, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Can you hear me okay?
You're a little faint. Your volume went down.
Okay. is all the way up, so. Well, you remember that message I made the other day on our Team Fearless chat, how when you're up to something good, you better expect some distractions and you better expect some some things are going to come your way that are not just going to be so rosy and fine. I think that's it. Yeah, I've been on some Zoom calls. I've been on some Zoom calls this evening, and I know that is moving in the background with Jessica.
Hey guys, if you can go to the bottom left-hand corner if you're not muted out and just click the mute button. I think Rhonda, Rhonda, now it shows that you have started screen sharing.
We're trying.
Okay.
Okay, Jill, tell me when the screen is up and you can see it on your end. Jill, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's not up yet.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to be using the messaging system on Zoom, so please don't send any messages, okay? We're just going to move through this, and I'm just going to let Jill tell me if there's a glitch or something going on. Okay, can you see it now, Jill?
No, not yet.
Okay, I see it on my end, so I know it's coming to you guys any second. Boy, I'm looking at a really beautiful picture too.
Okay, if you can hear us, if you can hear me, why don't you wave to the camera or give me a thumbs up or something so that we know that you can hear. Okay, perfect.
Okay, Jill, is it on your screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
There are a few people saying that they can hear me, but they can't hear you.
Okay, well, my volume is at 100.
Yeah, Rhonda, I can hear you, but Jill is a lot stronger.
Yeah, we're just going to roll with it.
Okay.
So here it is. It was all it took just for me to pipe up and say something. There's Eric Worre.
Yes.
Okay, you're screen sharing now, Rhonda.
Okay. All right. Woo! You just got to roll with it, you guys. I have no control over this, okay? So you just got to roll with it. So thank you for being a part of the most powerful women in network marketing. And you're wondering, well, why is Jan here? Because I told him to be here. That's why. And I told him he was welcome.
That's correct.
He's welcome. And he's going to get a lot out of this too. So here's what I was sharing with you. Keep your eyes so focused on the change you're creating in the world that you can't get beat down. All right. Take your eyes off yourself and get out there and know that we're making a change for the world. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything tonight. All right. So just know that it's going to be delivered in love. Here's some fun pictures that we had going on in Vegas, our beautiful hotel, when we landed in the airport, you know, beautiful night sky. And then, of course, we had some fun over here with Emily and all of us trying to do a fun picture. And then, you know, we were down on the strip, and I say everybody deserves to know about Juice Plus, right? Yes, Jill? All right. So we had a little bit of fun. So Eric Worre, this is the Eric Worre. You know, I was a little starstruck when we walked in, and there's Eric Worre on the main stage talking, and we're really close to the stage. I got a little starstruck, I will admit that. And we're just excited because this is what we got to hear for the days that we were in the room with him and all these wonderful women, these powerful women that were working with us. He says, don't let average people make you feel guilty for pursuing your mission in life, right? So think about that. Okay, and so I want to share with you 4 objectives that we're going to really focus in on tonight. The first one is mindset. Think more like an entrepreneur. Build belief in yourself. Things happen when we show up. Understand it will first take time, money, and hard work to master the skills necessary, and then you will see the results. Number 2, skills. Sharpen your skills and put them into action, and then also teach your team. Number 3 is strategy. That's our third objective tonight. You want to create a powerful plan for integrating mindset of an entrepreneur and the skills of a network marketing pro. And number 4, expand your vision. It's time to bust through any limiting beliefs and train your brain to go beyond your confidence. And the quote from Ellen Johnson, if your dreams do not scare you, then they are not big enough. All right? They're just not big enough. So what are you going to do about it? Well, Linda Roberts is going to start off here tonight, and she's going to share with us a little bit about being able to build our beliefs. So Linda, would you unmute yourself, please? Here's Linda over here. we were doing our Vegas face here. Linda, are you unmuted? Linda, can you unmute so we can hear you? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. And if you can unmute us, talk, and if we hear you, then I'll stop. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go through your slide. Believe self. That is the most important thing that we can do, you guys, because that you can do the job, right? That you are a powerful woman. Know that you can believe in yourself to do the job. Because if you don't have belief in yourself, neither are the people that you're going to talk with. They're not going to have a belief in you too, either. And I promise you, the way you walk, the way you look, when you're talking to somebody, you better believe in yourself if you want other people to believe in you, right? And belief in this product. If you don't fully believe in the efficacy of the product or service that you're selling or promoting, that's going to be reflected in how you talk about the product. And again, if you don't believe it, neither will your people. Let me give you an example of that, okay? An example of that is if you're talking to someone, and I've heard Juice Plus representatives do this. If you're talking to someone and they say, well, it sounds expensive, and you go, well, you know what, it kind of is. And then you start kind of slinking away, and then you kind of step back, and you don't, and your shoulders kind of come in, and you go, well, it kind of is. But, you know, if you really look at your budget, I think you could, no. This is priceless, right? And you can use that feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. Not that way in the beginning. But you know what? I found out Juice Plus is priceless. So use that. And Linda did an amazing job coming up with this verbiage here. And I'm just so sorry that we can't hear you, Linda, and I don't know what's going on. But if you happen to come on, let me know. Belief in the industry. Trying to work in an industry that you don't either fully understand or fully believe in the value is like kind of trying to follow a recipe from using unfamiliar ingredients that you aren't sure of how they're going to react. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. This conference, Linda says, right? It was a Eric Worre conference, Most Powerful Women. She says this drove home to her the strength of the direct sales and network marketing industry. We all know of the Avon lady or Tupperware lady, and she says, myself anyway, never really thought about those ladies as being part of a real business. And now Linda is honestly astounded at the strength of this industry, and this conference made her realize how powerful this type of business can be. Linda, I say hallelujah. I walked out of there with more belief in myself than I ever did. I walked out of there with more belief in all of you on this Zoom call tonight than I've ever had. And I'm telling you what, you guys, this industry is professional. It is, you better be proud to be a part of it. It is absolutely unique, and it is going somewhere. It's actually gone somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Jill. And Jill, if you will unmute yourself, we're going to move on with the mom entrepreneur, the mompreneur.
That's right. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Very well.
Okay.
Jan, if you would
All
mute
right.
your phone.
What's that?
I asked Jan to mute his line. Go ahead, Jill.
Okay. Okay, the mompreneur. I love that word. Okay, so you think about that. It's flexible hours. Your home gets to become your office. No daily commute. You get to fulfill your dreams, motivate your team, be around other mompreneurs. It's a startup cost that everybody can afford. You get to surf on your turf. So you get to brand yourself on your own webpage and on your own Facebook and advertise yourself. And other moms know a lot of stuff, so we can learn from other moms too. So I'm going to come back to the mompreneur stuff, but the first person I'm going to talk about is a lady who talked there. Her name was Lisa Grossman. And she talks about that we get to be a part of an industry that can help others be even better than what we are. And I love that, because as we go through this business, that's what we do. Rhonda and I have been on call after call this week where we get up underneath people and we lift them up. We help raise them up. We want other people to be better than what we are in this business. So I want you to think about a bottle that is filled halfway with water. Is that bottle half full? Yes, that's true, right? Somebody else may say that bottle is half empty. Is that a true statement? Yes, that's also true. But which of those truths serve you better? Which kind of attitude are you going to have? What kind of mindset are you going to have? And so I want you to really think about that as you continue to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you want your life to look differently, we have to continually step out of our comfort zone into a new comfort zone and then continue to do that. Speak in the language of the person that you wish to become. I remember Rhonda saying, act like you're an NMD before that you are. Speak in the way that you're an NMD before you are. And so many of you do that, and I get to witness that on a daily basis. And as I sat in this presentation at this conference that we went to, I thought, what is different about each and every one of those ladies that are on the stage from other people? Like, why do they succeed and other people don't? And I'm just going to tell you that they play big every single day. And so I want you to ask yourself, are you playing big enough every single day? And think about the energy that you bring to people. You get to pick the energy. You're in charge of your own energy that you bring. So I want you to think about, what are you creating? Okay, as we go to the next slide here, it talks about being a mompreneur is really where it's coming here. I'm guessing it's thinking. Rhonda, can you see it there? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I see it.
I see it now. Okay, so one of the main things that I got from this was that every single person that was up on that stage, they were completely themselves, no matter what. They were being real. So I'm going to encourage you to stop trying to be perfect. Nobody likes everybody to be perfect all of the time. Just be real with people. Embrace who you are as a person, and you will be able to help more people. I truly believe that God gives us our challenges and our struggles so that we can help other people through theirs. Okay, another thing, our kids are not the excuse. Our kids are the reason that we do this business. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard Rhonda say that. My kids are my reason and not my excuse. And I thought about that from the very beginning whenever we started with Juice Plus, and really thinking about our vision, what we wanted. So I want you to think about this. Have you shown your kids how to dream? Have you shown them? Because if you haven't shown your kids how to dream, who's going to show them? How are they going to know how to do it if you don't model that for them? Our kids watch our actions more than they watch our words. And so we want to be that best example. So because of this business, I just want to paint a little bit of a picture for you. Because of this business, I get to have time in the morning where I take my kids to school. Then I get to go work out and focus on my health in the morning. Then I get to come back home and work my business in between, shower and all of that, and make my boys lunch, because my boys are 15 and 18 and come home for lunch every day from high school. I get to be here for them. I get to prepare dinner for my family. Sometimes that dinner comes at 3 o'clock because of our busy schedule in the evening. I get to take my kids to practices. I get to pick my kids up from practices. I get to be at all of the games. And we just got to take a week and go visit my mom in Florida because my kids are healthy, and because we have the flexibility to take them out of school and go have a vacation during the middle of the year. We also I get to help other people get healthier. I love that. And I get to help other women create wealth and options for their families. So I want you to think about it as a mama. If you're at home and you're thinking, oh my gosh, these kids are driving me crazy, I can't get anything done. Look at that next one that says, your kids just want your connection. It's not always our attention that they want, but it's our connection. And I will never forget my mom telling me, if your kids if you feel like they're getting in your way, go take 15 minutes and get on their level and play with them. Get down to their connection with them. Maybe go play a game, go to the yard and play with them for 15 minutes. And then when you come back in, you'll be able to focus and do more of what you need to get done with your business. They are our reason, right? That's why we continue to give them our connection throughout the day. And that's why this business is for them. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes for a second. And I want you to think about what you want. I'm going to give you just a second to really think here. Do you want to become more available for your family? Do you want to come home from that full-time job? Do you want options to be able to give your family the vacations, to travel, to say yes more often to your family? Maybe it's to pay off debt. I don't know what that looks like for you, but if you're thinking about that, I want you to open your eyes and write it down what you want. What is your dream? What is it that you really want? And write that down and maybe even forward it to your upline, that I am willing to step out of the life that is normal to us. For most people in this world, we settle for a normal life because we think it's the only way. Well, I'm going to tell you that it is not the only way at all. Too many people are settling for a life that is normal because they don't know what other options are out there. But I want to encourage you that if you worked this business, if you worked this franchise, I got to see many, many women from the front of the stage who are working this network marketing company or network marketing industry and creating lives that people only dream about. So what if you really focused just a few minutes now to set your goals and then focus, map that out and see what that's like. Maybe it's the next 2 to 3 years working very intentional to get where you want to be so that you can live the next 20 or 30 years living a life that you only dream about now. Not having to clock in and clock out at a 9-to-5 job or whatever that looks like for you. And I want you to think about how bad do you really want it and what are you doing to make it happen? Because talking about it does not make it happen. It's putting the action behind it and setting that plan. And we are here to help you do that and to give you some encouragement to push forward from here forward in this industry because it is where it's at. We have a traditional business and a regular business, and I'm telling you that God did not create us to be mediocre. He did not. And this business that we have with the network marketing is such a way to earn an income and to create a life.
Amen, Jill. All right, you guys. And I taught her how to take her kids out of school for a week and go to the beach. I just want to tell you that. All right, fantastic. Yes, we just really want to bring you what we know to be true and give you options, and just empower you. So thank you, Jill, for sharing that information. And Tammy Shaw from Arkansas, prettiest girl I ever saw. She's going to come on here and she's going to share a little more about where do we go find people? Where do you go find prospects, Tammy?
Well, guys, it's a challenge for my little area. I live in a town at 222. So when I'm talking about finding prospects, that is a challenge for me. And I'm proud to say I have over a 40 customer base and I look for prospects. And what they told me just really, really, really excited me. And so finding prospects, first of all, what he said was make a list. I've always made a list, but where was that list at? What did we write on that list? So make a list and get a notebook, have the same notebook, make a memory jogger. Everybody you put on the list. People that they're Facebook friends, people whose friends are Facebook friends. Think about who you know in other cities. Go through, they showed they had a map and they circled the other cities and they wrote who they know. So what I'm saying is everyone goes on the list. Everyone, friends of friends that everyone goes on the list. And so then when you do your cities and your state and you keep your memory jogger and you write down like how to contact them or where you contact them through Facebook. And so there's unlimited prospects on to do that. So you want to track your calls and your text that you do, you want to put, like when you called and text, I'll call and text somebody, think it was last week, it was last month. So you got to be very intentional on this notebook that you're going to keep with you, everyone you know. And here's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask people for referrals. Like if you've got Juice Plus customers and they're raving fans, do you ever say to them, do you know somebody else that might be interested in Juice Plus? I have failed in that area because I have not asked for referrals. So I'm going to ask for referrals. So you want to be sure and ask them, like, you love this product, so who else loves this product? So what I'm saying is this list can go on and on and on. And another way that you can meet people is to join interest groups. Groups that you're already kind of, like your Sunday school class, maybe a knitting class, on fresh food, a cooking class. All these classes that you take have other people in them that you make contact with, because you've got to build relationships. And when you get those relationships with somebody they know that you put that on your list. So do you see where I'm going? We should have a list of what, 400 or 500 people right now? Because we're still adding to the list. And you never take anybody off that list. Even if they tell you, no, I don't want Juice Plus. Just right beside of it, no, they're not interested right now. And you go back around to that list. And I've had this happen to me. People I talked to 3 years ago was, no, I don't want that. Now then, they're my Juice Plus customer. And circumstances, I can't talk, I've talked all day, has changed. And you don't know what's in their life. You don't know if they're having a problem, if they're sick or their children's sick, or things change. Maybe their money's different. Maybe they're wanting to join the mission because you just don't know. So don't think about that, because everybody should be somebody that you're talking to about that. So we meet through friends through interest groups. So you need to think outside that box. Another thing, and this is bad for me, and everybody knows me, I love to talk, so I'm sorry. So sometimes I'm not a good listener because my mouth is running. So I'm trying to learn to be a good listener. I need to listen and focus to people when they're talking to me. I need to be hearing over there. And I can do like 5 things at one time, so I am really listening. You just don't think I am. But, I need to be more into that, like hearing somebody say their child is sick, hearing that somebody that's gone to the doctor. For instance, I bought a pair of shoes this week. I talked to the same guy 2 weeks ago. I heard him say something about not eating right to somebody else, not me. I politely said, oh, you don't eat right? We got in a conversation, gave him a card. He would not give me his number. So then last week I was in the same store. Guess what? I went and found this little clerk, made sure I had contact with him. And I said, hey, are you eating right yet? He said, no, I've been thinking about you. And he gave me his number, and we're going to do a call with him this week. So see, you don't know. If I gave up on him, I thought he wasn't going to do anything for me, he wouldn't be on my list. Excuse me. So you have to keep him on your list. And you got to listen. Don't prejudge anybody. And another thing is, don't be selfish in what we have to do. We don't need to hold back, because what we have to offer is something everyone needs. We need to get over our fear. We can't sit and wait. We just talk and talk about it, schedule it, and make it happen. And you'll have a list, and you'll have a business. I'm finished.
Okay. Tammy and I literally just pulled in the driveway not long ago. We were out of town and we did a road trip together, and we haven't stopped talking for 48 hours. So, okay, so you guys have heard me say Leaders Eat Last. It's a great book, Leaders Eat Last. And your leader sleeps like a homeless person, so her beauties can have the bed in the hotel room. So I just thought I'd show that to you. I just thought it was a fun little slide so that you could see it. All right, so I'm going to share with you now, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started on talking to you about helping prospects become customers or representatives, all right? let me give you some guidelines first. And if you're not building a customer base, or if you're not building a team right now, you want to sit up a little taller and you might want to listen in, okay, to see what part of this or have you not really got yet. Number one, you must emotionally detach yourself from the outcome, right? You cannot emotionally attach yourself to the outcome, because then you start making it all about yourself. The goal is education and understanding. So be the opposite of needy, all right? Be the opposite of needy. And be assumptive in your approach. I want you to already see Missy, my next person, right, or Kim. I want you to see that person already sitting down with you, getting signed up, already sitting with you, doing the getting started training, already on a Zoom call with you, doing the getting started training, already on the phone with you, getting started, whatever it looks like, right? But you have to see it and expect the person to join you, because your belief is so strong that you know your prospect is going to benefit from that, and be rock solid. The third tip I'm going to share with you is to promote yourself as much as you do your product or your franchise. You tell them, you get me. I get to help you with your accountability and your support, and we're going to do this together. All right? So promote yourself. That was a big takeaway for me. And always be prepared. Always, always be prepared. What do I mean by that? Have your cards with you. Have your business cards with you when you're checking out in a restaurant. Like this afternoon on the way home, Tammy and I stopped and had lunch, and we talked to the little waitress, and Tammy got her name and phone number, and she, left her a card, and because she was prepared, she was ready to go into that kind of an opportunity. Okay, so if you feel like you have somebody that's ready to get started, here are 4 great questions. Number 1, this is what I would say to someone. Based on what you've just seen, if you were to get started with Juice Plus on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you expect to earn every month in order to make this worth your time? I really do ask that question of people. Number 2, if your line's not muted, please mute it for us so we can keep this going. Okay, number 2, approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that kind of income? So if they tell you they want to make $500 a week, okay, how many hours do you want to commit each week to get that kind of income each week or each month? How many months would you work for those kind of hours in order to develop that kind of income? Because I had someone recently say, you know what? I want to earn $3,000 a month. I was like, all right, then let's get to work. Because it's going to take work, right? It's going to take time. So let's get to work. Okay, number 4, here's the next one. If I could show you a way to develop an income of $1,000 a month, working 10 hours a week over a course of 6 months, would you be ready to get started? So you take their answers and you put it into those questions. All right, so we are going to move on. Emily, I love this picture of Emily. This is out in front of Caesar's Palace in Vegas, and it was just a beautiful picture. I had to use it of her. So Emily's going to come, and she's going to share on branding on social media. So thank you, Emily.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Somebody wouldn't stop screaming, so here he is. So yes, branding on social media. This is a really big takeaway for me. And, you just think about how people see you. And that seemed to be a theme that went on throughout the entire conference, the entire weekend, was how do people see you? And so that's a question, if you don't know, then you need to ask, right? And so I know a lot of us had fun while we were there in Vegas, and just put on our social media and just asked, what are 5 things that you think of us when you see us? And so for me, what I did first was I wanted to know what were the 5 things I wanted them to identify with me as. Daddy to the rescue. Okay. So what are 5 things you want them to identify with you as? And so I'm just going to be transparent. My 5 are that I want people to see me as a Christian. I want to be the light for Jesus every day. I want them to see the light in me. I want them to know that I value my friends and my family. I want to be a positive person. I want to have that positive filter. I want them to identify with me, not necessarily Juice Plus, but with health and wellness and just that journey of being able to inspire people to be better and do better. And then I just want to be transparent. I don't want them to think everything's all sunshine and rainbows, but I want them to know that it's our perspective and how we see it, kind of like Jill talked about that half empty, half full scenario. So Rhonda, I loved how you shared on Wendy's call Monday night about your mission statement. That was the first thing you opened up with. And if we took your mission statement, we could probably find those 5 key areas of how you want people to identify with you as. And so I just want to encourage you, especially on social media, but really in life in general, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, use those 5 things as your filter. Let that be your brand. And if it's not part of your brand, then it doesn't need to go on your social media. I'm not saying that people don't have bad days, but that's when you call your best friend up and let them know about it and be done with it versus having to share it with 1,100, 6,000, however many people you have on your friends list. And there's enough negativity in the world, so you don't have to share that. And I think Rhonda has a cute little picture here that some of us put up just to, as an example. There were some people I saw later that I made friends with that were in other network marketing businesses too. They just had their picture and a 5, up in a smile and said, just drop 5 things when you think of me. So just making it fun and original and your personality, I think, is what's most important. A little bit misplaced my notes there. Okay, so branding on Facebook. This is what I'm most familiar with, so this is what I'm going to share. I haven't got familiar with Twitter and Instagram, but after that weekend, I've learned that's on my to-do list. I need to kind of broaden my horizons. But how do people see you? How do they even know that they want to be friends with you, that they want to associate with you? Because we're not in a recruiting business. We truly are in an attraction business. We're going to attract people to us. So your profile picture, they stress this time and time again. It needs to be a picture of you. And so, of course, I was the first one that had to change my profile picture because it was of my 3 boys. I'm proud of them. But it's true. If we're running a business and we want to brand ourselves and have people see us, they need to know who we are and what we look like. So just making a picture. And they said sometimes just finding really fun places to do a bunch of selfies and then just store them in Dropbox. And that way you always have a fresh picture you can choose from. And then your cover photo. That's a fun place that if you want to put your kids, vacation or, showing some type of lifestyle, a way that your family has embraced having more freedom. Or sometimes you might have those inspirational quotes or something like that, just something of optimism, something that's going to inspire and lead people in a better place. And then the next thing was the bio. I had to come home and update mine. I hadn't updated mine since I started Facebook. It still said I had 2 kids. So write about what you do, write about who you are. And they said this is a really good place that if you wanted to go ahead and put your contact information, your website at the bottom of who you are and what you do. So that way people know how to find that information, but it doesn't always have to show up in your news feed and on your timeline because that's where your branding is going to come in because people are going to know who you are and what you stand for by how you post. And so then all social media, just remember if it's not a post of value, it's okay not to, you don't need to share it. Being consistent with your post. I've failed at that this week, but it's about progress, not perfection. And just being consistent with your message, your brand, who you are, and then absolutely just no negativity. Again, call your best friend, talk it over with God, whatever you got to do, but just keep it off of Facebook because it just doesn't need to be there. And then the one last thing I want to share is Whitney husband shared, own who you are. Okay, so not only is it about who you're portraying yourself online, but you need to be consistent with who you are in person too. So somebody had quoted, be unapologetically you, and I just want to add, just be consistently you. So this is my actual personal page right now of my profile picture right there in the Mirage. While we were in Vegas, it was so much fun with my red lipstick. I've got some on order, ladies, I promise. And I was going to wear it tonight. It just wasn't in yet. And then this was the palm trees as we walked down the strip, and it was just really pretty. And that's inspiring and inspirational for people, especially I'm like Tammy. My town is a little bigger, of 900 people, but it's still not a lot of people ever dream to get out of that. They just think that the everyday is the everyday, and that's okay if that's what they want. But I think it's fun for us to be able to step outside that box and inspire them to know that they can be more and do more if they want to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Emily. All right. I think we should take a vote after this call and say, doesn't Emily look awesome in that red lipstick? We're going to get some more of that on her. All right. So Mary out of Florida, Mary is going to share with us. And this is actually Eric Worre's wife. This is Marina Worre. And I know that Mary was just highly inspired by Marina. So she's going to share with us tonight.
Thank you, Rhonda, because this picture of Marina and I is very special to me because she was the one. I don't know if you've ever been in front of a speaker, and when they started talking, it was like that they just went straight to your heart, pierced your emotions, and pierced your tear ducts, and tears just started flowing down. When that happens, you know that there's a connection. That's what happened to me with Marina Worre. And it was like, she talked about resourcefulness here. And it was like a light bulb moment, and all of a sudden I realized that's my gift. I hadn't realized all these years that being resourceful was actually a gift, and this was mine. And this was one that I could own and I could claim because I've owned it in many other different areas of my life. So being resourceful, here's the deal. There is no course to teach you how to be successful, but there are clues. So success in life in general needs to be discovered. We can't make you successful. We can only guide you. So what is the highest paid skill in life? It's problem solving. So that is just you figure out what to do. So I want to tell you about a little story. If you'll go to the next slide, Rhonda, I want to tell a little story of my own about problem solving. And this summer, Jill's son, Brandon, and I had a trip planned to Florida to a golf course to the Jim McLean Golf School. Well, as we were driving to the airport, I got a text. Our flight left in 2 hours. I got a text. Your flight has been canceled. Okay, so what happens at that point? You freak out, and in with that problem, there are a lot of other little problems to be solved. So you tackle the problem step by step. So first of all, you take a deep breath. I remember Jill said, "Okay, Mom, use your image brain here," and said, "Okay," so you calm down, and then you decide your options. Well, we could fly. If we could find another flight, we could drive, or we could give up. Well, number 3 wasn't an option. Giving up wasn't an option. This was too important. Our why was too big. He had to be there at 8 o'clock the next morning. So here were the other 2 options. We had to fly. The tickets were double what they were going to be. Or we could turn around and we could drop Jill off at home, and we could just take off and drive to Florida. If we had done that, we would have been there 18 hours later, which he would have just walked out of the car in time for his golf lesson. So you just have to decide where where your options are, and if you're willing to do what it takes to do that. And that was just so special because it was not an option. We were going if we had to turn around and drive that whole way. So just know where to look for those answers, know how to ask for help, and know how to make things happen. By the way, we did decide to fly, so he was rested when he got there. We did get a flight out. We had to change airports. We had to change rental cars. We had to change all those things. But those things are okay. Can you see how this transfers right to the level that you're going for? How many things in our business go that same way with all those obstacles and with all those things? And yet when we tackle them one step at a time, they work out. So basically, how we react to those challenges and obstacles really determines our future. If we shy away and hide from them, they're still not going to go away. But we can develop fear, anxiety, confusion, powerlessness, frustration. And I love this quote that I heard there. Kill that monster while it's still a baby. If you can kill that fear while it's still small, it won't grow and paralyze you. If you can kill that confusion, it won't grow into paralysis where you can't move anymore. So let's go to the next slide, where it's just a blueprint of problem solving. And these are your 8 steps. Be resourceful. You know, we sometimes think that just because of our background, we can't do it. But don't think of your background as being a disadvantage or an advantage either one. It's just a choice, and you get to make that choice no matter what your background. And we think we don't have money, or we may be scared to get money. I love this. Money will expose who you are. If you're already a jerk, you're going to be a rich jerk. If you're a good person, you're going to be a rich good person. Money isn't the problem. So as we go on, we just need to ask the right questions. This next slide just shows some of those questions to ask. Rod, do you want to go to that next one? So my past decisions and actions took me where I am now. And once I can take responsibility for this, I can move forward. Successful people don't get stuck in their thoughts, and not is not in their vocabulary. I cannot do this. I don't have what it takes. Those aren't in there. So look at some of these right questions to ask. How can I solve this problem? What is that first step? What can I read, listen to, or watch on this topic? Who can I associate myself with? Who can I ask for help or advice? And what can I learn from this experience so I don't have to repeat it again? Isn't that awesome? Because if we can learn from it, we don't have to. The next one is just find a great mentor. Learn from the best. You could always get more money, but you'll never get more time. So don't waste that time. Be patient. Everything great takes time. So be prepared for it. It takes more time than you will probably ever anticipate to reach that goal that you're going for. Pay attention to the advice of other people that you respect and trust. And leaders get stuck because they worry about what others think or say about them. Know who you are. Maintain yourself with high standards, the way you look, the way you act, and the way you do business. When we know who we are and we can step out like that, that gives us such confidence. And think outside the box. It's hard to think clearly when we are emotionally attached or part of the solution. So there is a door that can lead you to that solution. So the last one is just take action. So the ideas are worthless until you figure out how to implement them. Your goals are unachievable unless you start taking steps to make them happen. Your problems are unsolvable until you start solving them one by one. You have everything inside you to do what you want to do. There is no task or goal that you can't achieve. And God did not create something not worthy and strong enough. Know who you are. And it gives me great, humble confidence to know that I am a child of God, dearly loved every day. And then when I step out that door, that's who I am. Hey, Rhonda, that is mine.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mary. You made me sit up a little taller. I love that, because when our thinking gets better, everything gets better, you guys. And it is what it is. So let me share with you some golden nuggets and just finishing up here tonight. If you really care enough about people, see, I'm a mistake. See, I'm not perfect. If you really care enough about people, you will not quit the follow-up. All right? You will just not quit the follow-up. And see, I misspelled a word. Do not let someone's procrastination be your chaos. I cannot tell you how many times I talk to team members and they say, well, my team's not doing this or my team's not doing that. Well, then you go out and be the best person on your team. Are you the most committed person on your team? Don't let other people's procrastination become your chaos. Go out there and make a difference in this world. And know that ego is not your amigo. And think about ego standing for edging God out. Because if we start making this all about ourselves, you guys, that's exactly what we're doing. We're taking God right out of the picture. and they recommended us getting a book called Ego is the Enemy. And I can just tell you, it is a pretty deep read. I'm halfway through it, and it's big stuff. It's big stuff, so I highly recommend it. 2 words I heard that I took away, and I've been using, not just with customers, but with team, okay? Either or. So if you're taking notes, write those 2 words down, either or. Here's some examples. Either you can continue to be negative and say this business don't work for you, or you can plan a monthly event, you stay connected, and do the best customer experience and experience your success, right? You could use this with a prospect if it's somebody that, you know, that knows your heart. Either you can continue to go to the doctor every month and be on those antibiotics, or you can start flooding your body with these fruits and vegetables and create a new health story. It's either or. Either you can continue to come up with excuses, or you can show up, bring guests with you to the events, and watch your paycheck grow. So either or. I love that. You can even use those with your kids or your husband or whatever, right? One thing I heard what was really big is that this profession closes the age and the generation gap. Everyone can do this. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to come from a certain background. You don't have to speak a certain way. It's a profession that closes the age and generational gap. That's a big deal. And you know what? When you have those naysayers coming in your way, and you will, you know, I've just had more of them than you have, swat them like a mosquito, right? Just say, get out of my way and just keep moving on. And people on your team and your customers, they will never leave you when they feel appreciated. So I'm going to stop on this one for just a minute because it was so important that we understand what's going on in each other's lives and we know each other's pain. You know, if I don't know your pain, how can I help you move forward? If I don't know your pain, how are you going to know I truly care about you? I don't want to just call you up and say, here's your PBQ number. You're almost qualified. This is what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. We want to let you know we care. We absolutely care. What's going on with your family? How's everybody doing on Juice Plus? Have we told you that we really appreciate what you're out there doing every day? You've got 12 customers. Tell me how that's going. You know, get into that relationship and really been sincere. Your flame will never weaken when you light someone else's. I'm going to say that again. Your flame will never weaken when you light someone else's. So why are we walking around so self-absorbed all the time, right? Let's go out there and be that light. And this was a big one for me too. If you can't take 2 or 3 days off to own your life, then someone else does. And if you're okay with that, then that's fantastic. If you're not okay with that last statement, then let's do something about it. Let's do something about it. Okay, write this on your calendar. April 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2018. This is GoPro, the most powerful women's event happening next year in Las Vegas. Yes, Jan, men are in the room. You can go to this, you guys, and I say make it a priority. I figured out the flight, the food, the hotel, the extra money you might need, $40 a month. Put back $40 a month starting this month. If you do that, you will have that trip paid for and you won't have any excuse. And you'll want to be there, okay?
Okay, I'll come. I'll come.
Yeah,
I promise.
Hang on, I'm not done. Okay, so just keep this in mind. If you want a 6-figure income, you guys, and I tell you what, it was really exciting to me to know that there were some 6 and 7-figure income earners in that room. But you know what? It just means that we've helped a lot of people. We've served a lot of people. That's the only difference. But here's what I heard. You cannot have a 6-figure income with 10 cents habits, right? So work on sharpening your skills. Think about what it is that matters to you. Think about what that is that matters to you. And just know that you are a champion. So enjoy watching this video with me, and then I'll be right back. Give me just a few more minutes because we did start late. And watch this with us.
I will conquer my opponent. Defeat will not be in my career. I will leave where others have doubted. I will always uphold the prestige, honor, and respect of my team. I have trained my mind, and my body will follow. Who am I? I'm a champion. I will acknowledge the fact that my opponent does not expect me to win, but I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will arrive at the cutting edge of battle and win by any means at my disposal. I accept the fact that my team expects me to move faster and fight harder than our opponent. Never shall I fail my teammates. I will always keep myself mentally alert, physically strong, and morally straight. And I will shoulder more than my share of the task, whatever it may be. 100%. Who am I? I'm a champion. Gallantly will I show the world that I am a specially selected and well-trained warrior. My heart and my soul will be the fuel to carry my body when my limbs are too weary. I will never falter. I will never lose focus as long as there is hope in my mind and my heart still beats. I will never give in to the evil that is weakness, and I will fight that evil with my dying breath. Who am I? Energetically will I beat my opponent. They will not challenge me. They will not stop me from my goal. I shall beat them on the field of battle, for I am better trained and will fight with all of my might. Defeat, retreat, are not a champion's words. I will never leave anything but the very best on the field with my teammates. And under no circumstances will I ever surrender. Who am I? I'm a champion. Readily will I display the discipline and strength required to fight forward to my objective and complete that objective. I will rise when I have fallen. I will rip the heart from my opponent and stop. Who am I? My opponent may not fear me, but he will respect me. And if he does not, I will make him respect me with all that I have to give. Who am I? I'm a champion. It's our time, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. None will say I'm not. Give it all I have to give it. None will take my glory. Who am I? History will remember me. No one will deny me. No one will define me. No one will tell me who and what I am and what I can't be. Who am I? I'm a champion. 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 I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. Sean Khalifa, man. Money's the motivation, money's the conversation. You on vacation, we getting paid, so we don't pay. Vacation, I did it for the fam. It's whatever we had to do. It's just who I am. Yeah, it's the life I chose. Gunshots in the dark, one eye closed, and we got it cooking like a one eye. Stove, you can kiss me kissing my girl with both eyes closed.
Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna just copy and paste that video into our chat because it is worth seeing and it is so much more powerful when you can watch it and there's a flow to it. So I just want to thank you again for being here. But before we leave here tonight, and thank you for staying with us, those of you who stayed with us and joined us here. Linda, thank you for a special thank you for putting your slides together. And I'm sorry we couldn't hear you. Are you able to hear? Are you able to speak? Can we hear you? Maybe you have something you want to share here at the end. I don't know if she can hear me. Okay. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit up really tall. I know it's late in the evening, but I want you to sit up really tall. And I want you to, everybody unmute. I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. but I'm going to ask you to unmute. Go ahead and unmute. All right, and just repeat after me. Look right into the camera. All right. I will be.
I will be.
Oh, no. That's not going to work. We're going to do that again. I will be
I will be
super bad
super bad
all day long.
All day long.
All right, girls, now show them how we do it. You throw your head back and you say, powerful.
Powerful.
That's how you start the morning. All right. It is qualifiers day coming up April 3rd. Already the magic is happening. We are doing amazing things. You guys are the champions. You are the champions. I'm going to go copy and paste that video into the chat right now because it's powerful that you see it. And I just love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Have a great night. Happy Friday, a little bit early. And go be super bad.
Powerful.
Powerful. That's right.
Thanks for the inspiration.
Good.
Yeah. Now go sleep on that.
Good night, ladies.
Night, Lisa.
Guys.
Good night.
Bye,
Yeah.
Sarah. Bye, Pam.
Thank you.
Bye,
Rhonda. Bye, Jill. Bye, Pat. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Guys.
Bye, Amanda.
I don't know how to shut this off.
That's okay.
Bye, Tammy. Good night.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Bye, Mary.
Bye.